It was very impressive when El cornered Kira on the broadcast early on. However, El revealed what information he found out to Kira a little too soon. El revealed that the broadcast revealed Kira's true location, and that could have led to Kira leaving Japan to avoid El. What El should have done is wait to figure out a little bit more before confronting Kira. If El already suspected that Kira was in Japan, he should have investigated the times of the deaths before going to broadcast his challenge to Kira. El would have figured out the times of deaths have a correlation to Kira being most likely a student in Japan. With this information, it's even a stronger possibility that Kira is in Japan as well. Now when El reveals that he knows Kira's location, it'll be unlikely Kira would move away since he's most likely a student. El had no way of knowing that Kira was connected to the police, so it's not like he had a reason to prepare for it. However, once Kira revealed that he had access to police information, El should have tried to use that information to trap Kira. El could have given each police member a different list of criminals from each other that weren't revealed to the public. If Kira killed any of these criminals, then El would know which police member Kira got the information from, and El would be able to investigate that officer specifically. El sent the FBI to follow some of the police members and their families. However, El forgot to have more protection for the safety of the FBI. El should have given each FBI member a fake ID, as well as to inform El whenever they had to reveal their fake ID to someone and who they revealed their fake ID to. El should have also made them keep wired apps on themselves when investigating, as well as provide them with the same buckle transmitter that the task force later got. If El did this, he would learn that Ray Penber revealed his fake ID to Light Yagami during a bus jacking in which the criminal died after being hit by a car. This would lead El to be suspicious of Light, as well as the possibility that Kira can kill people with methods other than a heart attack. Later on, when Ray is confronted by Kira, Ray would press his belt to tell El he's in danger. El would be able to listen in on what is happening to Ray through the wired apps placed on him. El would hear the voice talking to Ray, calling himself Kira to be the voice of Light Yagami. El could call Ray and to tell him that he's in no danger. If Light already gave Ray the envelope, then Ray could just leave with the things Kira gave him. Ray could also go up to the hooded figure and reveal it to be Light Yagami. However, El wouldn't be able to figure out Light's killing methods, and Light might potentially get out of any charges against him since El wouldn't have any proof on how Light kills. Therefore, Ray just leaving with the things Kira gave him might be a better idea, since we can already use the wired app recording with Kira as evidence that Light is Kira. Ray would bring the things Kira gave him back to El, and El would learn more about the killing abilities of Kira. As well as this, the FBI agents wouldn't be killed, and when El later puts cameras in Light's room, he'd be able to see the Shinigami attached to Light, since El got the pages of the death note from Ray. El decides at one point to put cameras in the houses of the families that Ray Penber was following. We don't know for sure if El has a warrant to do this or not. Since Chief Yagami accepted the cameras being placed in his house, El could have gotten a warrant for the Yagami household, but the director was never informed of the cameras being placed in his house, so it's not likely El had a warrant for placing cameras in the director's house, which could have hurt El's investigation if anyone in the director's house found any of the cameras. However, at this point, El could investigate one house at a time, and since it was okay for him to put cameras in the Yagami household, he'd watch over them first. Kira would start to only kill petty criminals during this time, which would lead El to suspect a correlation between the cameras being placed with the changing of Kira's killings, meaning El would have no reason to place cameras in the director household anyways. With this, El would only have two people as his prime suspects, Sei Yagami and Light Yagami. El decides to reveal himself to who he thinks is Kira, Light Yagami. However, El shouldn't have done this. At least not just yet. El isn't fully aware of Kira's abilities, so El should have stayed at a distance to investigate a little bit longer and see what other things Kira might react to. If El did this, he would eventually learn about the second Kira, as this Kira only needs a face to kill. Knowing this, El might have been more hesitant on revealing himself to Light. Once El had information that Misa is the second Kira, he takes her and puts her in containment to try and get her to admit who the real Kira is, as well as their killing method. Shortly after this, Light asks to be contained as he might be Kira. Light's confinement was completely Light's own decision, so El would have been able to do so. However, he should have gotten Light to sign off his permission for El to put him in containment. However, for Misa, El had no rights to be allowed to do this. There was also no reason to contain Misa, since El already had evidence against her that she was the second Kira. The tapes had her hair fibers on it from her room, and that is clear enough evidence that she's a second Kira, or at the very least working with the second Kira. He could have had Misa arrested under legal terms and then interrogated her that way. After Ella and Light manage to corner Yotsuba Kira, they find out about the death note and Light gets his memories back. Yotsuba Kira then has a heart attack and Light gets his memories back completely. Later, Ella and the task force look over the death note and see one of the rules being that if the person doesn't consecutively write names within 13 days of each other, then the user would die. The task force thinks this to mean that Light and Misa are cleared, however Elle doesn't fully believe this. Elle should have also pointed out that the notebook specified user, and this might mean the death note has some kind of ownership surrounding it. This would explain why Misa and Light are still alive when we previously thought them to be Kira, as well as why Yotsuba Kira died right after Light, our previous suspect, as Kira got the notebook. The only possibilities are the 13-day rule as a fake, or that there might be some kind of ownership surrounding the notebook, which when given up prevents the person from being killed by the 13-day rule. Light, however, is completely cleared from the rest of the task force. Elle, however, still suspects him. Time's running out for Ella, and he can see that soon if Light is Kira, then Light would try to kill him. Elle could have concluded that it's more than likely the name written in the notebook first is the one that will happen first, even if the same name is later written in another notebook. With this, even though Elle is going to die sooner or later, he can at least give himself enough time to corner Kira. Elle would write his name before anyone else could and give himself time to capture Kira. The death note doesn't specify a time period when you have to kill someone, so Elle could write his own name and that he'd die in 60 years, giving himself plenty of time to catch Kira as well as live his life, as well as prevent Kira from killing him with the death note. Elle could fake his death with only Light around and set Light into a trap, making Light reveal himself as Kira. And those are all of Elle's mistakes. Did I miss any of them? Let me know in the comments.